a day's gap. So Courtney Walsh just coming up with the loose. Now that's Dave Orchard, the umpire from South Africa. Very good World Cup Saeed Anwar had. 200 he had in that. He's off. He loves the ball to be given a little bit of width where he can play that flowing cover drive.
It's a typical Saeed Anwar shot. Ball pitching outside his off stump with an angle bat away from the body, but very effective.
Oh, that's gone like a rocket. Pitched on his pads. And the batsmen of the subcontinent very, very fluent at anything on their pads.
This is a classic boundary from Saeed Anwar. Nicely taken away. Beautiful timing, beautiful balance. You find the batsmen falling over when they're trying to hit the ball through square leg initially in the innings, but Saeed Anwar was poised nicely there to go for that stroke. Didn't rush into the shot, timed it.
That's another boundary. That's played fine. If the earlier one was played with the full face of the bat, Saeed Anwar just giving it a little touch, but wide of the wicket keeper. Very well played.
Delicate touch. Yes, you can't afford to be bowling on the pads of the left-hander Saeed Anwar. He's so strong. Anything pitched on the legs or just wide outside his off stump. This was a fine glance.
What a shot. Once again on his pads, and it's a futile chase for the man at deep fine leg.
Saeed Anwar looking in supreme touch, totally in control of his shot making. Again, the bowler drifting on the pad, and look at that timing. Just a sweet timer of the ball and a nice roll of the wrist. That's a lovely stroke from Wajahatullah. He does play nicely through that straight area, and this is lovely timing. Look at that stroke again, nicely moving into the shot. Shuffling across just a little bit, fetching it away from middle and off stump, but playing it straight with a nice high elbow. And the ball accelerating when getting onto those practice pitches. And Brian Lara had no chance of cutting that one.
Oh, that's a beauty. That is a lovely delivery around the batsman's off stump, angled away from him.
It's almost unplayable there. Getting a bit of lift, putting an extra bit there, Courtney Walsh. Look at where he gathered the ball.
Naive stuff. To bowl at a gentle, medium pace. I didn't even bang it in. The ball sat up, and you could have smacked that with anything you wanted. Frying pan, shovel, anything. Was a very good shot. And Steve, quite a good young player, but see how it just sits up. Short again. Golly, it must be annoying if you're captain. You see 4 good balls, and then you see one rubbish delivery that halfway down the pitch and just lets the pressure off the batsman. Look at this. Oh, my mum could hit that.
Well, that's the point I was making a while ago with the younger bowlers. They give you 4 good deliveries, and generally speaking, you know something's going to happen next. They just can't be consistent for 6 balls in the over.
Well, nobody appealed. Nobody appealed because they thought it was gone. Certainly Ridley Jacobs' body language suggests that. But interestingly, Brian didn't quite career down the wicket as you'd expect if he got the edge.
Oh, I think he was pretty convinced that the ball had gone off Wajahatullah Waqti's bat.
Yes, yes. Definitely the sound of ball on something. It's going to be in bat on pad.
The West Indian fast bowlers that I played against never ever said a word. If they found a decision didn't go their way, all that they did was increase their speed by by another 10 miles an hour, which was frightening. But they never had a word at you. There he goes again, wide down the leg side to start with, then wide down the offside to show that he can be, if he wants to, bowl wide on either side of the wicket.
Yes, I don't think this is quite his most favored occupation at the moment, because he just has absolutely no way of controlling that ball. There's a man coming under it, and he doesn't drop too many. Oh, he does! Jimmy Adams and Shivnarayan Chanderpaul are the two safest hands in that team, and Adams can't believe it. He never drops any.
Well, he's taken some fabulous catches, Jimmy Adams. We saw that in the World Cup, that brilliant diving catch. This one was easy. He made very good ground. He had it, but then as he fell down, the ball was dislodged from his grasp. You can see over here, he's got it. He's taken the catch. Yes. Now, the elbow hitting the ground would have dislodged the ball. There it is. Taken very cleanly, all right. Now, the elbow hitting the ground has got the ball out of the grasp.
Andy Bryan starts a new over. And it's up in the air now. Man coming under it is not going to take it. Brian Lara was the man there. He's running away from the ball, which is not always the easiest way to hold a catch. The ball is much better at running towards it, but he didn't have a choice. He was inside the circle. I'm afraid it's another that's gone down. Brian Lara is another very good fielder. Ball made a lot of height. Lara had a lot of time to go back. When you're running away from the ball, it's always a little more difficult. So a bit of frustration for the West Indies here.
Chanderpaul very sharp in that area. Good first over from Dillon, 79 without loss. Brilliant piece of work by Ricardo Powell. He is an outstanding fielder as well as being an exciting, hard-hitting batsman.
So this effort should lift the spirits of the West Indians. What an effort. Brilliant diving effort and stopping the ball. Not allowing the batsman even to go across for a single. And furthermore, he hit the stumps.
That's well struck. That's Saeed Anwar's strength. Over pitch outside the off stump, the first boundary in some time. And the West Indies giving up 6 runs in the over, 85 without loss. That's gone very fine. It has come off the pad and go all the way. So leg byes, pushing the Pakistani total up. West Indies need wickets now.
Brian Lara not impressed there. And Saeed Anwar again, though this time off the thigh, but the misdirected delivery being taken to task.
Short, and every time it's been short, it's been put away. That's a bad ball by Dillon, 97 without loss.
And 24.
He raises 100 by taking that ball off the stumps. So very good start here for Pakistan. West Indies look as if they'll be chasing a very big challenge in the 25th over.
Excellent batting by both these openers. Very good runs for over 8 as well. And Saeed Anwar, as usual, being the major striker, 48 not out of just 79 balls on reasonable conditions. This is an extravagant drive from Wajahatul Lawasi picking up his boundary. Bit of aggression being shown by the youngster here, coming down the track and hitting it in the gap. In the air, but in the gap. Nicely staying in the shot with a still head, creating a bit of room for himself.
Saeed Anwar starts with a 50. One of the most accomplished batsmen in one-day internationals, and the left-hander off and running with a half-century.
Lovely innings from Saeed Anwar, once again getting on to 50, being very consistent in one-day form of the game.
Gone very square, in fact, beats the fielder on the deep point boundary and goes for 4.
This is a magnificent stroke from Saeed Anwar. Not only did he open the face of the bat, but good roll of the wrist and played it in the gap, in the air, but had the exact idea where the fielder was. This is a lovely cricketing shot.
Short, and it's gone away again. Every time it's been short, it's been put away. That's a terrible delivery from Dillon.
Second very good pull shot from Saeed Anwar. This was beautifully executed. Picked it up early from just outside the off stump. That meant that the ball went just a little square of the fielder. Look at that. Picked it up from just outside his off stump and middling it. Good roll of the wrist, hitting it down.
Bowled him behind his legs, maybe shuffling a little too much. Mervyn Dillon picked up 5 wickets in the previous game against India, and he's given West Indies the breakthrough here.
Well, my impression of that dismissal was that Saeed Anwar shuffled across too early. He got there too soon and then tried to turn it and just left his leg stump open to a fairly innocent ball, you might say, but very good innings. And Pakistan in a great position at 131 for 1.
Pakistan have lost their first wicket, that of Saeed Anwar.
Watch how he gets across early, you see, and it just leaves them exposed. I think he shuffles across too early, and then he finds he's got to just sort of poke at the ball. Whoa. Whoa. Good bowler, Mervyn Dillon. He not got off to a great start in this match, but he's in the wickets.
So there you are, Inzamam ul Haq, Yusuf Yohana, Moin Khan to follow. So Pakistan have a pretty good batting lineup. The West Indies bowling, apart from Courtney Walsh, the others have struggled to get their line and length. Jimmy Adams will be replacing Wavell Hines. So you got a bit of bat on it, otherwise it would have been a wide ball. Doing the sensible thing, trying to give more of the strike to Wajahatul Lawasi, pushing the balls away for singles.
Singles, 137 for 1.
And the bat is first over.
Jeffrey, you've been to the Niagara Falls?
I have indeed. Very nice. Wonderful spectacle. I must say this though, although it was very enjoyable, and going to that little almost village called Niagara-on-the-Falls, this beautiful place. It's small in comparison to Victoria Falls, and while we're talking about pretties, he's hit a long up, straight down backward point throw. Jimmy Adams, change of pace. The ball just sat up a little bit, came to the batsman slowly. Look at it, it sits up, and it just spears off the face to a quite comfortable catch. The backward point, young Chandapal, very good fielder. 141 for 2.
Inzamam ul Haq coming into bat to replace Wajautullah Waqti.
Well, I've got the selector here, Ramiz Raji, saying the partners will run out 60 times.
Dismissal for Amir Sohail, and Jimmy Adams must be overjoyed. He's just picked up a second wicket.
Good support bowling from Jimmy Adams. Ahmed Sohail driving on the up, getting hold of that one, thinking that the ball would spin just a little bit more, but it didn't. Held its line and was nicely slapped by Jimmy Adams. So Ahmed Sohail goes for 8, and Pakistan now lose their 3rd wicket for 147.
Yusuf Yohana is the new man in. Pakistan have suddenly lost 3 wickets in the space of 16 runs. Jimmy Adams. What a shot that is. He'll probably get 2, he should. He's going for it. He makes it quite easily. But he decided he was going to sweep Jimmy Adams. It'll be interesting to see where he's dragged that ball from. It's way outside the off stump.
Yes, he got to the length and then played it down nicely.
Oh, picked that slow one beautifully. That was the essence of that shot. He latched onto it very, very quickly. And once it played the shot, it was always going to be 4. It's 159 for 3. There you are. Just a couple of overs ago, Ramiz Raja was talking about having a slip to Inzamam when Courtney Walsh was bowling. But that might just have fallen short of slip, depending on where you'd have placed your slip for him. So I think there's some merit in having a man there.
Inzamam using his experience, opening the face of the bat. That's a typical one-day shot. With no slip in place, that's the safest to play.
Lovely shot off the legs. That'll go for 4. Beautifully timed and placed by Johanna. Courtney Walsh having a bit of an off day here, but a superb shot.
Well, he didn't try to hit this too hard. Watch how he just sort of flicks it over the top. Uses the pace of the ball, tries to place it over the infield. It's very nicely played.
In the air, catch for Hines. He's under it. And he's got it. Top edge. Inzamam, an important wicket for the West Indies. Over the last 5 overs, this man really could have put back to ball, but he wasn't quite at his best today, and Hines pulls in the catch.
Well, if you remember the last over that Dillon bowled, there were 2 short balls that he pulled from the middle of the bat, but straight at the player down there. This time he gets under it, probably going for a 6, just top edges it, and it's caught very neatly. Never looked as if he was going to drop it. 187 for 4.
Moin Khan is the new batsman. He won't face. The batsman crossed while that ball was in the air, but they scampered the single now. Now here's a man, Moin Khan, who is very dangerous in this situation. He worked wonders for Pakistan in similar circumstances in the World Cup over the last 5 overs. Look at that strike rate in the World Cup. Typical shot from Moin, that sweep appeal, and he's gone, I think. Couldn't get back. He's walking off, not even worrying for the decision. What happened there? He had to try and leap over Dillon's body as he tried to get back. He was a long way down. Good work by Dillon to get through and pick the ball up and underarm it onto the stumps. And he then was between Moyne and the crease.
Well, it's just part of the game. Just part of the game. If the bowler's entitled to go for the ball, and you have to run around him, he's entitled to go at the ball. If he's in your way, too bad. Well, he sacrificed himself for the state of the game. Pakistan just losing the way at 190 for 5.
First ball of the over from Walsh, just a single. So Moin Khan goes to a very good piece of fielding by Dillon. Azhar Mahmood takes his place.
Well, they've done well of West Indies to get a few wickets and just put the brakes on Pakistan. He ran round in a circle, actually, didn't he? If he'd have turned and got straight back, I think he might have had a better chance.
Well, there's that problem again. Trying for that Yorker. It happened in the last over against India. It was a lot higher than that, but again, spraying down the leg side and spoiling an otherwise good performance.
Well, it's a shame because he's bowled very well.
4 runs. So just his concentration upset here, and a superb shot from Johanna down the ground for 4.
Yes, you can live with that though, Tony, can't you? Smashing shot, okay, bit of a half volley, a little bit full, but that's better than being short.
Beautifully bowled. You'll walk away, no need for the umpire to give the decision. Superb outswinger from Walsh, just touched it, and this time umpire Orchard didn't have to make a decision.
Yes, he spears a lot of balls into the right-handers, and then when he runs his fingers over the ball, it's almost like a leg cutter that holds its own or just leaves the batsman. So he's so wide of the crease that if the ball holds its own and doesn't come into the right-hander, it's almost as if he's leaving him a lot, because it is from the angle. 209 for 6.
New batsman is Abdur Razak, who has come in to replace Yusuf Johanna, out to a beauty from Walsh. And that's smacked away. That's going to be the first 6 of the innings. Tremendous blow. So Azhar Mahmood, who's such a good striker of the ball, puts it over the fence for 6.
Well, it's short, going down leg side. And gives the batsman an opportunity to swing the bat.
It's gone for 4. Wide of the off stump this time. Dillon was expensive in his last over against India in the final. He's now gone for 10 so far off his first 2 deliveries.
Well, he's overcompensated here from leg side, now wide of offside. And as I say, it's the length. Line is important, but length. If you bowl length, you do give them that chance. Oh, dear.
It's another one. One bounce, very expensive. Last over here from Dillon. He gave away 15 in the last over against India. Now 6-4-4. And Pakistan have suddenly got a challenging total.
Oh, dear.
It's another one. One bounce, very expensive. Last over here from Dillon. He gave away 15 in the last over against India. Now 6-4-4. And Pakistan have suddenly got a challenging total.
Well, it's something that most teams pay a lot of attention to, is this bowling at the end of an innings. It's all right bowling well at the beginning or in the middle, but if you haven't got bowlers who can bowl well at the death, then you spoil a lot of good work. Look at all that good work there, 1, 2, 3 wickets, and now suddenly, pyramids of... Look, they're shooting up at the end. Oh, he's killing the bowler. He's killing him. This is undoing a lot of really good work for Brian Lara and his team. Must be sickening for a captain in his fielders. Wonderful batting.
Last ball of the innings. We've had 19 runs from that last over from Merv Dillon, all 19 to Azhar Mahmood, and Pakistan finished with the highest total so far in the Toronto Cricket Festival. They're 230 for 6, betters India's 225 against the West Indies in the final.
A great start for Pakistan, despite enjoying a bit of good fortune at the top. Saeed Anwar top scoring with 63, and Wajat Wasi also doing well for his 40. In Zaman and Yusuf Johanna chipping in, and Azhar Mahmood, that final bit, 25 and only 13 balls, that was very important indeed. And look at that extras figure, 43 really will or could cost the West Indies. 230 then is what Pakistan made for the West Indian bowlers. Well, 2 wickets for Merv Dillon, but very expensive indeed. And look at Jimmy Adams playing the bowling star, 2 for 19. So 231 for a win for the West Indies. Now, they were used to conditions in Toronto, but 231, a big task indeed, particularly considering the Pakistan bowling lineup. We'll check out the West Indian chase right after the break.
Waqar Younis has had to sit out when Shoaib Akhtar was playing. Shoaib Akhtar not playing in this game. In fact, he has to return to Pakistan because of tendinitis in the shoulder. That's been swatted away, short on the pads. Easy pickings now.
Well, I was saying the same when West Indies were bowling, that if you bowl short on this pitch, the ball will sit up and has to be hit. And Ridley Jacobs has taken advantage of that. Oh, that's out, I think. That is out. That was a fabulous delivery. Quick, swinging Yorker, right up there. We talk about his in-swinging Yorkers, but watch this. This is an out-swinger to a right-hander that's obviously in-swinger to Ridley Jacobs. That's a cracker of a delivery.
Yes, he's shuffled and given himself very little chance. The ball has hit him low. In fact, I think it's hit him on the back foot. And umpire Dave Orchard had not a tough decision to make. West Indies have lost their first wicket for 7. Ricardo Powell coming into cheers from the crowd.
Oh, it's out. Catch it, catch it. Oh, he's got the cuckoo. Absolute dolly. Oh, can you believe it? Was he throwing it up before he caught it? Look, he pushes through the line. Beautifully ball pitched up. It's a little cuckoo up in the air. Oh, no. Can you believe it? This will haunt him. He never got it in his mitts.
Well, he's gone for the big one. Was pitched up in the slot. He's very good around the middle and off stump. Not as good as the ball's pitched up on his pad. We saw that in the matches against India. But when he has free movement of the arms, and when he gets the ball in the middle, that ball goes into orbit.
That's a lovely stroke from Ricardo Powell. Using the pace of Wasim Akram's delivery, placing it nicely. He's looked pretty confident both against Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis. Got behind the line of the balls and really stroked them nicely.
Beautiful bowling. Middle stump out of the ground. It was always on the cards. Magnificently bowled by Abdul Razak. Deserving wicket. And Ricardo Powell goes 31 for 2. And no wonder he's smiling.
Well, this is lovely stuff from the youngster Razak. bit of in-swing, Paul beaten for pace, and a bit of movement as well. Not behind the line. And the support bowlers for Pakistan doing the damage once again. West Indies lose their second wicket for 31.
New batsman is Wavell Hines. He's got that away. Struck that beautifully for 4. No one can stop that one now. End of the over. 29 for 2.
So that'll go away for 4. Man down at fine leg was very fine. The moment he got across the infield, there was always going to be 4. So welcome runs these for the West Indies. They haven't had too many of those in recent times. 48 for 2.
Bit of width. You'll give them width on this pitch. Whoever's bowling, whichever side, you'll get tonked. .50 up. End of the over. 53 for 2.
Oh, that'll go as well. Now, this is the kind of shot we saw from Chris Gale as well. Stand where you are. Nice little follow through. This one just about got to the boundary. It seemed to come off the lower half of the bat than the middle. This is the kind of shot all of them seem good at playing.
There's a man there, but he will not cut it off. What a beautiful shot. Really, really good shot.
He's enjoyed it, so did all of us here.
Just an exquisite shot. Lovely foot out to the pitch of the ball. What a good stride he made to get there. Get it out there. Beautiful.
He's had a splash at it. Got a little bit of width from Azhar Mahmood. That was enough. Sherwin Campbell has had a good look at this pitch. And he's now decided that there's nothing really to worry about.
This is nicely played. In the gap. Staying on the front foot to execute that cut shot. Played it nicely in the gap. Azhar Mahmood providing just a little bit of width to settle Sherwin Campbell and paying the price.
Oh, that's a beautiful drive. Glorious drive. Played on the up. 79 for 2 after 21 overs. There, it would have gone exactly where Inzamam was. Not at catchable height, but Inzamam must be thankful because that ball was hit with great power.
Wasim Akram not impressed, but the crowd applauding the shot because it was a lovely hit. Again, Azhar Mahmood providing a bit of width. Although that ball was meant to come back to Sherwin Campbell, it didn't really do too much to cramp him for that square cut.
Wasn't in the direction he intended, but it still gets him a single. That'll get him to a third half century in this week over here. The 2 in the first 2 matches against India. Got a duck in the third, and now another half century. .23 overs left. He's in trouble if it hits. Yes. Direct hit there by Yusuf Johanna. Wavell Hines, having played quite impressively, is run out. You can see over here, just tapping the ball quite firmly. He's a young man. When you hit the ball firmly, it goes with that much more pace towards the fielder. Johanna doing a very good job. He had only one stump to aim at, and he hit it. The West Indies have lost their third wicket for 99.
Well, time for Brian Lara now to step forward for the West Indies. The captain has come out. Correction, it was the first ball of the over. And the 100 is raised with that signal to Campbell now.
124.
And he's got that through. Again, not coming off the middle of the bat, and the ball just limping towards the ropes. And this despairing dive out there by Wazim Akram, showing the commitment, but not managing to make the save.
Well, I don't think this was such a bad ball. It's just he took it from off stump or so and just smashed at it.
That's close. That's very close. That's slack as well on the part of Campbell, and very alert by Moin Khan.
Well, if he's out to this, then it's a silly dismissal, isn't it? It's just lack of concentration, but wonderful quick thinking, whatever happens from the wicketkeeper. Oh, it's tight. Ooh, just running back. I think he might just make... Oh, well, with the frame, he's just going to make that, I think. Yep. Oh. I think you've got to give that not out. We'll wait and see.
So he gives them in, as Jeffrey said. He really couldn't give on that evidence. It's too close to call.
Oh, great shot. They should be looking at 3 maybe, or 4. 4. Didn't quite get there in time to Inzamam, and I don't think that's pleased the captain very much. 132 for 3. One of the reasons... Oh, this should be gone. It is. I'm afraid Brian Lara is extremely disappointed. This man, Sheriff Campbell, rather even more so. This really was a giveaway.
Well, Brian Lara not impressed with Sherman Campbell's running, because there wasn't a single there. Brian Lara playing it quietly. Initially looking for a single, then calling no, and Sherman Campbell just kept on running. And very late to get back into the crease. Good effort from Amir Sohail, and Siklan doing the right thing by getting behind the stumps. It's gone for 69, West Indies, 133 for 4.
Shivnarayan Chandrapal has been around for so long, you don't always realize he's still only 25. Got him, has he? Yes, he has. Well, just as we were talking of the level of fielding, Pakistan's Hassan Raza has produced an absolute blinder. Just seemed for a minute that was slipping out of his hand. But then he held on, the madness of youth, you could call it, but he caught it, and that's what matters.
Well, the youngster really doing a fine job there. What a spectacular catch this is. This is a reasonable strike from Brian Lara, and look at that catch. Mid-air, stretching and holding on to it. That's wonderful take. Gone for 20, and West Indies lose the 5th wicket, 137.
Jimmy Adams comes in. Yes, that's a good shot. Ball got a lot of height. Now it's got the distance that matters as well.
Well, Azhar was becoming just a little too predictable with his line. He's trying to bowl that in swing so that not allow any width or room to the batsman.
Looking at 2 here, looking at 4. Good over for the West Indies. 150 up on the board, it's 153 for 5. More runs, that's a beauty. That is a super shot. Oh, they look so good, these left-handers, when they play these shots. Oh, and that's more runs. 15 from the over. This can sometimes happen with Waqar Yunus, and we've got a game on. 168 for 5. Man there, and he takes it. So this is the breakthrough. Chandrapal is gone. Ahmed Sohail has produced the wicket after an indifferent over. 9 from that over before that, but Chandapur is now gone and the West Indies in trouble. It's 177 for 6.
That's well played by Adams. Very good shot indeed. Goes all the way. Experienced hand at this. Jimmy Adams. He's fallen for the third umpire. Now, if Henry Bryan is out, that is really slack cricket. He hit a ball straight to a fielder. Didn't get back quickly enough, but it really was a slack piece of cricket by Henry Bryan. And he's gone. Oh, but he'll get a real rocket when he gets back into the dressing room. There is no way he should have been run out on that.
Absolutely right, Tony. Absolutely no reason why he should have been running when the ball was straight to Wasim Akram. He's out for 4. Quite unnecessarily. West Indies 189 for 7.
New batsman is Mervyn Dillon, who played pretty well against India in the second match here. So they raised the 200. They've got their highest score in the Toronto Festival so far. In none of the 3 matches against India did they get this far. And it's gone right through the fielder. And goes all the way. Well, is that the kind of luck the West Indies are looking for?
What was that? I mean, a schoolboy should have stopped that ball. Not at all difficult. Straight to him. Look at that. Just throw his fielder. Throw his legs.
Middle stump out of the ground. Perfect delivery. Full length delivery on middle stump. And the bat flailing away.
This is very good bowling in the death overs by Azhar Mahmood. He's by no means an express bowler, not as quick as Waqar, not even as quick as Wasim, but the direction spot on and the length absolutely top class. Mervyn Dillon's out for 7, 211 for 8.
Ryan King owes the West Indies 12 runs to start with. 11 wides and a no ball in his spell. There's only one way the West Indies are going to win this match. With a couple of sixes and, well, he's all in the tango. I suppose you can't blame King. That's why he's batting at number 10. He's dealing with the top off spinner in the world here. But he's got to have a swing. And he's got to hit it. So just 3 balls remaining. And the West Indies need 3 sixes.
Well, he's got to make the effort. Never mind what happens. Can't give up.
Why did I take that single off the first ball? Gone. So the match is virtually over now. Stumped off sack lane. King didn't have a clue. 215 for 9.
This is a ball he bowls so well. Disguises it from top batsman. So the tail ender, Ryan King, really had no chance. He read it wrong. Moin Khan read it right and had the bails off in a flash. 9 down for 250.
New batsman is Courtney Walsh, who comes in and will take guard. Left-handed. He sees the fun in it because he realizes that this match is lost now. The West Indies, 16 more to get. Long way down. Ryan King, no hope. But he's decided to bat right-handed. Not that it really matters. And we come to the last ball now to formalize the Pakistani victory in the first match of the DMC Trophy. Kind of equation we saw in that infamous semi-final of the 1992 World Cup in Sydney, when South Africa needed 22 off one ball to win. Not another wicket for Sacklane, but victory for Pakistan. 1 run coming off the last over, and Pakistan win by 15 runs. 230 for 6 plays, 215 for 9, and Pakistan under Wasim Akram have taken the lead in the DMC Trophy with this victory over the West Indies.
The West Indian chase finishing at 215. Close, but not close enough. Some nice middle order knocks there. 20, 29, 35. Jimmy Adams stopped scoring. Apart from, of course, Sherman Campbell earlier on. A nice 69 before that came to a rather sad end because of the run out. So just 15 runs short. And look at the difference in extras. Only 18 given away by Pakistan. A wicket apiece for everyone who turned his arm for Pakistan. Waqar Yunus, good to see him back. Just a touch expensive, but well, he was unlucky as well. And Amir Sohail also picking up a wicket. Saqlain Mushtaq brilliant once again. 1 for 30 despite bowling the last over of the innings. So the story of the match, Pakistan opting to bat first, making 230. A nice bright start, in fact a record start against the West Indies. Saeed Anwar and Wajat Wasti in a 131 opening wicket stand. Azhar Mahmood finishing it off in style, 25 not out in very quick time. And for the West Indies, Sherman Campbell once again a half century. He's been doing well in Toronto. Jimmy Adams 35 not out. Chandrapal 29, but that effort was not enough and they fell short by just 15 runs.